Premier Legault's communication strategy in the last few weeks, whereas, for example, Mr. Dubé is saying the hospitals we're heading for a catastrophe. 48 hours later, we have the Premier saying things are peaking and there's light at the end of the tunnel. What do you think of what is that strategy? What is their strategy? Are they only trying to spin good news, or are they naive?
I think the inconsistencies that you see in terms of communication within the government is a reflection of the fact that they lost control and they don't know what to say, and that's why the communication is being inconsistent. It's that loss of control that is leading to this situation. I think people need to know exactly where we stand with the facts in order for Quebecers to be reassured.
But do you think they're too obsessed with public opinion?
There's no question in my mind that this government is way too obsessed with their image and not enough upset with the fact that they have lost control and they need to act upon that. The best image that I can have is the fact that when you look at the crisis cell, it's mainly communication people, not enough science around the table.
You're saying that the Legault government's approach for risk management is poor compared to other countries in Europe. But in other countries, the hospital capacity is not comparable to what it is in Quebec. So what are you suggesting exactly today?
Because the hospital capacity are not the same as in other jurisdictions, you have to manage risk differently. Consequently, things like rapid testing, vaccination are critical in order to avoid the situation where the government lost control today. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to understand the limits that the system has, and react, anticipate accordingly. That the government Legault hasn't done that.
For example, this is the first day of school in person today. There is not enough rapid tests. They are not doing contact tracing. I mean, do you have the impression that parents do not have enough tools?
We all want the kids to go back to school. I want my 3 kids to be in school. They're in school today. But the reality is there are elements that should have been put in place, knowing the situation, that have not been in place. Again, in the school, ventilation. How is that possible that in Ontario there were 70,000 systems that were deployed and not here in Quebec? How come we've been talking about this for a year and no action has been taken? A lot of counter-arguments in the National Assembly not to do something, but this is not acceptable. Same thing for rapid testing. How come we're in the situation we're in today? And again, I make a prediction, the whole question around the medication. Why are we not proactive? Why are we focused on sending the Minister of Finance to see Gary Bettman as opposed to go and see a company that can buy medication for all Quebecers? It's mind-boggling.